Mount Warning, 5 years of lies and government ineptitude. When Mount Warning was first closed temporarily due to fears walkers could catch COVID at its blustery clean air summit, my youngest daughter was starting high school. She's now in the middle of her HSC. This ridiculous temporary closure based on lies, ignorance and falsehoods marks its 5-year anniversary today, with no end in sight and what appears to be a low likelihood of a common sense resolution. The temporary closure is extended to the end of 2025 as government officials and the Environment Minister Penny Sharp move at a snail's pace to make a decision. New South Wales National Parks and Wildlife Service tossed out years of its own anthropological research that conclusively demonstrated there were no Aboriginal concerns about public access to the summit. The views of the recognised guardian of the mountain, Millie Boyd, tossed under a bus by NPWS for a false cultural tale that was called a modern-day invention by Aboriginal elders when it first emerged from groups outside the area in the early 2000s. Somehow, the views of this small group of 10 to 20 activists hungry for power gain traction among National Parks senior bureaucrats and take precedence over the millions of people who have marked the Mount Warning summit as a place to visit. So much for our democracy. I have long called for cultural protection of the summit trail. The engineered walls that support the track a masterpiece of construction. Minutes of meetings between National Parks and the Wollumban Consultative Group show moves to protect the walls were rejected for fear it would be a means to prevent them closing the track. This was done with the agreement of National Parks. Shame on them. In recent years, we've seen this happen across the country, with confected cultural claims closing public access to national parks across the country and impacting and halting development of national importance. The Blaney mine, a good example, making the nation poorer as a result. Our heritage legislation is broken and requires a review that puts the culture of everyone on the same level. The fight for free and fair access to the summit will continue. We will continue to exercise our rights to climb Mount Warning, regardless of the rules being made by the fat-bottom bureaucracy and incompetent politicians. Attempts to destroy our cultural practice of accessing and appreciating the awe and wonder of our remarkable Australian landscape are destined to fail.